Ryan Little.
Welcome back, everybody. It's me, Drunkn Buddha. We're making red Thai curry with pork belly today. Let's go over the ingredients. We have a whole lime, garlic, shallot, gangala, cilantro, lemongrass, and 2 types of dried chili peppers. All right. So we're making our paste from scratch today. You don't have to. You can use the store-bought stuff if you want. Make it from scratch. Trust me. All right. So we're going to separate about 5 to 6 small chilies and about 4 to 8 large chilies. And we're going to soak those in hot water for about an hour. All right. Now, while that's soaking, let's start working on the mise en place. We're going to need about 2 tablespoons of cilantro stems. Just go with it. Trust me. Just mince those up nice and finely. Check out that knife work, baby. Hey. And for the gangala, same thing. You're going to peel it. You're going to just dice it up and make it as fine as you can. Gangala is like the Thai version of ginger. Same kind of flavor profile, but it's still really good. Mince up your garlic and your shallot. You want everything to be as fine as a mince as you can get. Now, the recipe calls for kaffir lime, but I couldn't find any, so I'm using the regular lime. So you're gonna just zest it real quick, about 1 inch or 2, and we're gonna finally mix this up. Why? It's part of the recipe. I don't ask questions. I just follow directions. I just cook here, you know? That's all I do. Just mix that up, everything nice and fine. Now, conversely, you can do all this in a food processor if you want to. Now, take your lemongrass, take the white part of it, and you just mince that up as fine as you can. It's kind of woody and kind of fibrous, but take your time. You can do it. Now, let's work on these chilies. After they soaked, you're going to remove the seeds if you don't want it too spicy, right? You can leave the seeds in if you want. More spice, more seeds, you get it. Extract the seeds. You're gonna pat them dry on a paper towel, and then you're gonna just chop these up as fine as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect because you're gonna put these in the mortar and pestle anyway. You just wanna help the process along, right? So once you have everything broken down, just gonna drop that into your mortar, your clay pot if you have one. If not, food processor is fine. You're gonna add in some white ground pepper and some salt, and you're just gonna beat this in your mortar and pestle until it becomes a nice little paste. Next thing you're gonna add in your lemongrass, gangala, and cilantro roots, and your lime zest, and you're gonna pound that into a fine paste. You're gonna work in layers here, so take your time. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it in the end. Once those come to a fine paste, you're gonna add in your shallots and garlic. All right, just beat that up. It's gonna be nice and fragrant. It's gonna smell nice. It's gonna look nice. All right, look at that bright red color. Look at that, it's perfect. That's what you want. And then lastly, you're gonna add in a teaspoon of fermented shrimp paste. All right, now just beat that together. It's gonna become nice, homogeneous. It's gonna smell good. It's gonna become it's gonna look beautiful. This is what you make. You cannot buy this in the store. Trust me. Just make it from scratch. All right. Next up is the pork belly. All right. So this pork belly has been sitting in the marinade overnight. So let's go back to last night to show you how I made it. Are y'all ready? Let's go. All right. So we have our 2 pounds of pork belly, and you're gonna put that in a vessel that can contain it. Whatever that is, a baking dish, Pyrex pot, whatever, a bowl, whatever. As long as it can hold the 2 pounds. You're gonna need 1/3 of a cup of rice wine, 1/4 of a cup of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 2 cloves of minced garlic. Give that a nice little stir, and then add that to your pork belly. The key here is you want to make sure that the marinade does not touch the top of the skin, and so you just want to make sure that it covers the meat. Here, clearly, my vessel is too big for my meat. It's problem solved. Chop it into 2 pieces, put it in a smaller dish, pat the skin dry, and then what you want to do is make sure the skin is completely dry, and you're going to put this uncovered in your fridge overnight. All right, and we're back. So now you're going to place your meat onto a rack that's set inside a foil lined baking sheet for easy cleanup, and you're gonna just cover the skin in salt, in copious amounts of salt. You want to make sure that every inch of the surface is covered. So what is this doing is drawing out all the moisture from the skin, and it's supposed to leave a very crispy, crackly, delicious pork skin. That's what it's supposed to do. It didn't work for me. It might work for you. I think I messed up. But anyway, nonetheless, that's a tangent. Just cover your meat with salt and Trust me, you'll be fine. You won't taste the salt. The salt's gonna come off. This is just to help ensure you get a crispy skin. Now, also, I should probably mention that your oven should be preheated to 350 degrees because it's important. All right, now also you're gonna pour in about 1 inch of boiling hot water into your pan. This is just to help the steam and to help the cooking process. Put this in your oven for about 40 minutes. All right, and then we'll come back to that later. And now we just figure out what we're gonna do with ourselves. Do a little dance because we don't know what we're doing with our life. And just walk off screen. Walk off screen, and we're back. Now we're gonna work on the pineapple. This is the pineapple part of the curry. Don't mind me how I cut up my pineapple. You can cut yours up how you want. There's different ways to do it. You can use canned pineapple if you wanted to, but personally speaking, I prefer fresh pineapple because it just tastes better. And if you're gonna make the curry from scratch, you might as well dice up your own pineapple, right? Yeah, I think so. All right, so it's been about 40 minutes. All right, so what you're gonna do is just carefully take off the layers of crusted salt. You want to get all of it off. If you have a brush, you can use that to brush the salt off too. And you just make sure that it's really dry, and you want to get all the moisture and all the salt off. All right, you're gonna place this back into a preheated oven at 475 degrees for about half an hour. And that's really it for the pork belly. So now it's time to make the actual curry. Let's do it. So add to your pan 3/4 of a cup of coconut milk. And what you're gonna do here, you're just gonna cook this until it reduces down and thickens up. You can tell when it's ready. It'll get thicker. It'll reduce by at least half, maybe more depending on how long you cook it. This is gonna be the place where we impart our curry paste. And this is how we're gonna build the foundation of our actual curry dish, right? So you just wanna cook the curry paste and the coconut milk. It's gonna change colors. It's gonna become nice and fragrant. And you're just gonna work this up, all right? Now, after about a minute or two of your curry paste and curry milk cooking, you're gonna add in the rest of the curry milk. So you're gonna add in about 1 1/4 cup of curry milk. You're gonna stir it together until everything becomes nice and homogeneous again and cook through. And then you're gonna add in about 1.5 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of palm sugar, and about 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. Now you're gonna stir that together, let that simmer for a while to become thick. And a good way to check a sauce's thickness, I think that's how you say it. That sounds weird. You're gonna see if it coats the back of a spoon, right? Pretty much like this. Now, our pork belly is ready. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really happy with this pork belly, and in hindsight, I probably would have served it a lot differently. I would let it cool for at least a few hours. It makes it easier to slice and easier to serve. But we're here, it already happened, we're gonna keep going. So you're gonna cut your pork belly into slices. If you can get through the thick, crunchy skin that you have made. I mean, look at that, it's beautiful. It's beautiful-esque in certain, listen, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, okay? That's beautiful to me. Also, I would cut this in smaller pieces. Again, in hindsight, I would cut them in thinner pieces and I would actually fry them in the pan. But for now, take your pork belly, you're gonna throw it into your curry mix. All right, maybe about 3 slices, 3 hefty, juicy slices. In hindsight, these slices were too big and I probably should have just pan fried these to get it a little bit more flavor. Once you've added in your pork belly, you want to add in your pineapple, just about a handful, and then you want to add in about a cup of grape tomatoes. You want to puncture them with a paring knife to stop them from exploding. And then you want to also add in a few leaves of Thai basil. I just did like a whole stem. And once you do that, your dish is made. You just have to let it simmer, let the flavors come together. And that's really it. That is red Thai curry with crispy pork belly and pineapples. Give that a stir for a little bit, and then we're off to the races. It's time to serve. Now you can serve your curry however you want to do it. I like to serve my curry over jasmine rice. Ignore the camera. This is just stuff for me, right? So you just want to serve it over your rice, and then you want to place your pieces of pork belly on top. And then again, in hindsight, I could have plated this a lot better, but this is a learning experience for all of us, isn't it not? But yeah, it looks beautiful. And then we're gonna taste it because we taste everything here. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I really prefer this version of red curry versus what I get from the Thai restaurants. I don't know, just something about it. It just tastes a lot better. It's savory, it's spicy, there's a little bit of sweetness in there. It's everything and more. So I'm gonna enjoy this. So with that being said, thank you all for joining me today in my kitchen. If you like the content, please drop me a like, drop a comment. If you already haven't, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see y'all later. Thank you. I'm really enjoying this Thai food series. Hope y'all are too.